started putting troops in, and they were going to come back for revenge, and they bring in hundreds and hundreds, I don't know how many, maybe up in the thousands of soldiers, and they built in a fort very close to where the battle had been called Fort Armstrong. I'd never even heard about this growing up. And Mr. Coverson's the one that taught me. He got a diary of this soldier that was stationed there. And it's all the story about Fort Armstrong, and that's going to be the group then that will go with the battle. But they never could get the Seminoles because of the way the Seminoles didn't fight like they had been trained to fight. They hid behind the palmetto, behind the trees. So it kept being skirmishes. And then they would hide out in the Wahoo Swamp, and they'd hide out in these areas where they couldn't get to them. So Arthur Hayes has done a lot of studies on that, and a lot of our historical members have done a lot of story. But Sam Coverston was telling me he actually met a gentleman when he first came to Sumter County, or not when he first came back for teaching. He grew up here, born in Sumter, moved away from college, but when he came back is when he met this gentleman who told him, oh yes, I can show you where that fort used to be. Which I yeah, well, he would have been much older than you, long since died. He was like in his 90s when Mr. Coverston was in his 20s. So we're talking 100 plus years ago.
But Hausdorff is spelled Huisdorf.
But married, was there anything said about him marrying an Indian woman, or at the
I just remember her because with her broken ankles, I'd crawl in diapers down to her house, and she'd cross her legs. I'd sit on her foot, she'd hold my hand, and we'd ride the horsey. And she always had cookies.
She had good recipes.
Right. Would she have been one of the ones that did the pine needle baskets?
She probably did.
Because someone was telling me that there was a lady that lived near the park back in the 40s or 50s that used to make these beautiful pine needle baskets to sell. But no one seems to know who she was.
Probably was her.
And that sounds like it could have been her.